If love is pain, set me on fire. Keep lifting me higher in your flames. If love is pain, then throw me in the water.
Hello everyone, I'm Ben with the BTC Sessions. I'm here in Calgary on a particularly rainy day, and today I'm going to bring to you a video that is my top 5 Bitcoin and crypto books. Now, this list is relegated to books that I have read, so if you see something that you think is missing from the list, please let me know. Also, this list is ordered from what I believe is the most important book to the, I shouldn't say least important, but the book that I believe you should read last. I've also added in one extra thing, a book that I think you should avoid or approach with a healthy amount of skepticism. So let's get into the list. Number 1, and the first book that you should read in this list, is The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous. Now, this read is essential if you want to have any grasp on cryptocurrency in general. Why do I say that? Well, how can you expect to approach cryptocurrency and digital assets if you don't have a firm grasp on the foundation and the first digital asset that ever existed? Not only that, but understanding why it holds any value at all. This gives you the tools to understand Bitcoin, why it's worth anything, how it changed the game for money in general, and it'll give you a way to approach other digital assets with healthy skepticism and understanding why the qualities of Bitcoin can be difficult to replicate. Oddly enough, this book actually doesn't really get into Bitcoin until maybe halfway through or even further. What it does get into is the history of money, the idea of sound money versus fiat currency, the effects that fiat currency has on nations and individuals, and how the shift from sound money to fiat currency has affected our society as a whole. Once those are covered, it then starts to delve into how Bitcoin can help change this, and how we may see capital start to flow into Bitcoin as a worldwide reserve currency. Again, I can't stress enough that if you only pick up a single crypto book, this should be the one. Number 2 on this list is The Internet of Money, Volumes 1 and 2. Now, if you're at all into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and you haven't heard of Andreas Antonopoulos, you may want to reevaluate some of your life choices, because he is the gold standard when it comes to speakers on Bitcoin and crypto. Now, this set of books is a collection of some of his famous talks that he's given. Now, you can see all of these talks online through his YouTube channel, but they have been cleaned up and refined a little bit for print here. They're definitely worth checking out. A wide variety of topics regarding Bitcoin and crypto, and he really knocks it out of the park with every single one of these talks. Now, Andreas has also written a book called Mastering Bitcoin, but that one is geared towards developers, and as it is kind of a specialized knowledge set, it has been omitted from this list. Number 3, The Age of Cryptocurrency by Paul Vigna and Michael J. Casey. Now, this book takes a look at some of the origins of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It looks at the technicals of how it works. It also dispels some myths and looks at the potential implications of such a monumental shift in the way that we do money. Now, this book came out in 2015, and things move very fast in the Bitcoin and crypto space. So while some of the finer details here have evolved quite a bit, the general concepts remain the same. The message here is things are changing. Another interesting thing to note here is that because it came out in January of 2015, It puts this book's release date smack dab in the middle of the 2013 bull run and the 2017 bull run. So because of that, sure, it got some publicity, but not nearly as much as I think it deserves, and it's definitely worth giving a read, even though it's a few years old at this point. Number 4 is Digital Gold by Nathaniel Popper. Now, in contrast to some of the other books in this list, this one reads more like a novel or perhaps a biography of a number of individuals. It chronicles the trials and tribulations of some of the early entrants into the Bitcoin space. People like Charlie Shrem, Hal Finney, Satoshi Nakamoto himself, the Winklevoss twins, a lot of others. If you do not know these names, you should get to know them and try to understand what they were up against in the beginning and how they helped shape the digital economy as we know it today, and how much influence they will continue to have moving forward, at least as historical stewards of the Bitcoin network. Once again, this book is from 2015, but because a lot of these stories are chronicling the early days of Bitcoin anyways, that doesn't matter, and this, I think, will stand up to the test of time because it's just more of a reference as to where we all came from. Number 5, Cryptoassets by Chris Burniske and Jack Tatar. Now, this book talks about how to value various crypto assets against each other, what to look for when investing and holding a crypto asset, how to look at markets, how to use exchanges, various wallets that you can hold your cryptocurrency in. It also talks about managing your risk and using the history of bubbles and crashes to make an informed decision as to what might happen next. Now, this book may not be for everyone. If you fall into the camp of Bitcoin maximalist and you read something like the Bitcoin Standard and you come to the conclusion that, okay, it's just about Bitcoin and these others are going to have a hard time keeping up, this may not be up your alley. But if you get through the other books that I've recommended and you still think that there are room for other digital assets, this may be a good book for you to take a look through. I like that it goes through different ways to consider the value proposition that various assets are offering. But I think you should approach every description with a healthy dose of skepticism, as they do say in this book, and come to your own conclusions. Above all, exercise caution when investing in anything. Finally, my recommendation of a book to avoid would have to be Blockchain Revolution by Don and Alex Tapscott. Now, while it does explain Bitcoin decently well, it also gets into the notion that the blockchain is a way to solve all the world's problems. They gloss over the fact that it is a highly inefficient way to store data, and it only really serves to disintermediate, while they quote a lot of examples where intermediaries still exist. They also don't take into account that when you try to log real world assets onto a blockchain, you still have to trust an individual to input that data onto the blockchain because those assets themselves aren't digital. So you don't know if you're really trading value that's even there. You're trusting that somebody else has logged that correctly. Just a lot of the examples that they use are so outlandish and poorly thought through that it's just really not for me. Now, you may want to take a look and form your own opinion here, but this really didn't do the trick for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, drop a tip if you're able to, and share this video. Also, if you'd like to help the show in another way, check my links down below to grab yourself a hardware wallet to secure your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. See you guys next time on the BTC Sessions.